Welcome. I am Donna Bloom from Wise Mind Hypnosis, and today I am so honored to share a healing modality with my fellow hypnotist that is near and dear to my heart, and that is modern Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono is an ancient Hawaiian healing modality that families would typically use when there was strife or conflict within a family. And today, what I'm going to share with you is the modern version of Ho'oponopono and how I use it for myself personally and in my professional hypnosis practice. So I'm going to share my screen with you, a presentation that I created. I'm going to share my screen. So let's get started. What if I could share with you one single tool that would give yourself a quick sense of calm and peace? Would you use it? Now imagine yourself having something. Perhaps it's being able to diversify your practice to have an online business, an online platform to service people and your clients. Or maybe you would just like the inspiration for that book that you've been wanting to write, or maybe that project or that program that you've been meaning to bring to the marketplace. Or maybe you just want to regain a sense of calm or a sense of certainty during these uncertain times. Or maybe it's something completely else, something else. Now, consider, how would you like to feel when you have all of this? I'd like you to keep that feeling in mind as I continue to share with you today. So, who am I? I am Donna Bloom. I am a board certified hypnotist. I have a full-time practice here on Long Island in New York. I specialize in working with clients, of course, with anxiety, fears, reforming and reframing unwanted habits. I love working with young adults, with teenagers, entrepreneurs, and especially I love supporting clients that are spiritual in nature. So when I learned Ho'oponopono back in 2014, it helped me go from a part-time hypnotist. I had a practice in my basement. It was fine, but my dream was to go full-time. It helped me to go full-time in about 4 short months. So as I share my story and I share the story of Ho'opono with you, keep in mind what it could possibly do for you. Okay, so we're hypnotists and we are resourceful. We are massively resourceful and we have tools that are available to us that most people aren't even aware of. And we have an ability to survive, but not only to survive, but thrive. And how are we going to survive and grow during this unprecedented time in history? And Ho'oponopono is a wonderful modality that can help us to stay positive and get our minds in the right space. And it's something that I've been relying on more and more, especially since the start of this. And finally, Ho'oponopono, just in general, helps us to keep calm. It helps to neutralize worries, fears, and certainly uncertainty. Okay, so what exactly is Ho'oponopono? Ho'oponopono is an ancient Hawaiian healing modality, again, that families would use when there was strife and conflict within their family. So as I'm sharing modern Ho'opono with you, I want you to know that I completely respect and give reverence to the ancient Hawaiians. The process they used, I can't even begin to understand or share with you, as I am not trained by them. But what I am sharing with you is the modern version of it that was taught and shared by Morna Simeona. But again, I offer complete love, reverence, and respect to the ancient Hawaiians. So again, Ho'oponopono is a process to make things right. So let's break down the word. Ho. Ho means to create. It's a prefix that has active causation to make something happen. And pono means to balance, correctness, correction, perfect order, and righteousness. So Ho'oponopono, when we put those two parts together, it's a healing practice of creating perfect order, balance, and to heal a situation. So let's go over the background story. We're going to start with Dr. Hugh Lin. Dr. Hugh Lin is a psychiatrist. I believe he is retired at this point. And at the time of this story, his daughter was about 9 years old. And his little girl had leprosy of all things. And being a doctor, he went within the medical community, and no one was able to help his little girl. So he took her to Morna Simeona. Now, Morna Simeona, in her own right, is known right now as a living legend. She passed away in the 1990s. And Morna Simeona is a kahuna, and a kahuna is a keeper of his secrets. In my mind, I think of it as a wise old elder. So she was single-handedly responsible for taking the ancient traditions and modernizing the practice for the way people live today. And she knew how wonderful it was and that it needed to be modernized. So Dr. Hugh Lin takes his little girl to Morna Simeona, and within 24 hours, her face was healed. Now this, by all accounts, was miraculous. And he loved this process, and he started studying more and more about Ho'oponopono, studied with Morna, and started incorporating Ho'oponopono into his psychiatry practice. And over time, Dr. Hugh Lin became known as the unusual therapist. So let's fast forward. So on the mainland of Hawaii, there is a hospital, and within this hospital, there's a ward of criminally insane patients. Now, these people did awful things, rapes, murders, etc., and the hospital administrators needed a psychiatrist to take care of these patients, but it was rather difficult to find someone that actually wanted the job. It was a very difficult place to work. So they interviewed Dr. Hugh Lin. Dr. Hugh Lin takes the position under 4 conditions. Now, the first 3 conditions, completely understandable. The fourth condition, a bit head-scratching. So the first condition was, number 1, I need a private office. Number 2, you have to pay me my salary. Number 3, I can only work 20 hours per week. And the 4th one was, I never see the patients. Now, everyone knew who Dr. Hugh Lin was. He was known within the community, within the hospital, but he didn't actually see patients the way a client would visit a traditional therapist. And he used Ho'oponopono. Fast forward, within 18 months, things were so much better within that ward. About 90% of the ward was healed. And over time, as the 18 months were going on, these patients got their privileges back. Things got better within the hospital area. Nurses were happier to come to work. Absenteeism dropped. Matter of fact, things got so good in that ward that he was hired to do cleansing and clearings in the other divisions, and mortality rates went down. So this was just a wonderful story. So I guess word got out. And fast forward to my next player, which is Dr. Joe Vitale. And Joe Vitale is one of us. He is a hypnotist. I don't think he practices the way you and I do, but because Joe Vitale is a marketer, and he's written many, many books. He is just brilliant beyond. So back in the 1980s, I believe he was at a hypnosis convention, got word of what was going on in Hawaii, and it took him a bit of time, but he finally got permission to come down to Hawaii and study with Morna and Dr. Hugh Lin. And Joe Vitale is single-handedly responsible for bringing Ho'oponopono back to the mainland of the United States. So for that, I am personally grateful. All right, let's continue. So now I would like to share with you my story about Ho'oponopono. I learned Ho'oponopono back in 2014. I learned it from a dear friend of mine who is a psychotherapist, and she had this class 3 or 4 hours long. It was on a Friday night. It was an experiential class. It was wonderful, but at that point I was a hypnotist and a meditation instructor. And I thought it was interesting, but I really didn't think much of it. Honestly, I thought it was a little bit hokey and corny. So as that weekend following that the class went on, I just found myself using the four healing phrases, and I'm going to get into that in a little bit. So I just found myself just reciting the four healing phrases. It became almost like an earworm. Matter of fact, I even spoke about it to a friend and I talked about it with her. And my husband caught me and said, for someone who didn't think too much of it, you spend a lot of time talking about it. And I couldn't really explain that. So a couple of days later, my husband and I went to Arizona for a vacation, and I so wanted to go to Arizona. It was on my bucket list. And again, I found myself just reciting the four healing phrases. And I was in a very happy mood. I was on vacation. I felt something powerful about Ho'oponopono. And by that Tuesday, Wednesday, my husband noticed, what are you doing? You seem happier. You seem lighter and freer. And I said to him, I'm actually using Ho'oponopono. And he was intrigued to this point that I shared it with him, and he started using it, and he's an accountant. So things changed dramatically. So fast forward, the end of my vacation comes. We treat ourselves to a spa day in Phoenix, and it's one of those spas where there's one of the waiting rooms that you wait before you get a massage. And I'm in this room, and it's the picture on the left, and I'm saying to myself, wow, wouldn't it be cool to work in a place like this? And I thought it would be really nice to be able to have office space and maybe a wellness center, go to work with everyday people getting massages and treatments. And I just used my old Windows phone and I took that picture and I thought nothing of it. So fast forward, I'm consistently using Ho'opono over the remainder of 2014. And by January 2015, by January 15th, 2015, that's my new office. Now, again, I was doing a class back in, I think, June of 2015, and I took that picture to show people. And I was going through my camera roll, and I noticed the picture I had back from my trip to Phoenix. And I was looking at it, and I was like, there's some similarities in that picture that are uncanny. Most notably, the photo, the picture. Now mine is actually a watercolor. It's original art. It's original artwork. I did not go after that piece that was in the picture, and the torch lamp, which you really can't see in this picture. But there's a lot of a lot of similarities in my office that I had in 2015, and that spa waiting room that I said, wow, wouldn't it be cool to work at a place like that? Now, if you notice the carpet on the floor outside my office, there were carpet runners, and the pattern was the exact same. So I kept thinking that it would be fun to work in a place like that. And several months later, my dream came true. So that's my very first story of Ho'oponopono. Okay. So now let's start getting into the meat of exactly what is modern Ho'oponopono. There's two main premises, two main tenets of Ho'oponopono. Number one, it's not the person, it's the program. We're hypnotists. The programs that Ho'oponopono refers to are programs that are bothering us, that are living in the subconscious part of the mind. We're hypnotists. That's where we're working. We're working in someone's subconscious part of the mind. So that's number one. It's not the person, it's the program. Now, healing is never, ever about blame or shame. Now, when someone comes to see one of us, whether it's for smoking cessation, weight loss, fears, worries, something else, our job is to hold a safe space for our clients. We never, ever want to blame them. And that's what Ho'oponopono is about. It's about taking responsibility, but it's never, ever about blame. So let's go to premise number two. Premise number two, it's not your fault, but it's your responsibility. So Ho'oponopono is about taking complete responsibility for everything in your life, the good, the bad, the wanted, and the unwanted. So again, let's just review the two premises. Number one, it's not the person, it's the program, and the program lives in the subconscious part of the mind. And again, we don't have to know when the program came into being. Doesn't matter. If you're feeling upset about something, if we get triggered, it's in the subconscious. It's all we need to know. Number two, it's not your fault, but it's your responsibility. And Ho'oponopono helps us to take complete responsibility for everything in your life. Okay, let's move on. All right, so let's share the 4 magical healing phrases of Ho'oponopono. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Now just think about those 4 healing phrases. They're pretty uplifting. They're about love, repentance, gratitude, appreciation. They're all high vibration words. So even just saying those 4 phrases alone is enough to have a shift, enough to have a change. So when I teach this and share this with my clients, I always ask them, well, how do these words land for you? And I'm always surprised at what people say. So I encourage you, if you choose to do this, share this with your clients, just ask them, what is their gut reaction? It's just fun to listen to. So let's break them down. Let's go over the meaning of how we use the 4 healing phrases and the intention behind them. The first one is, I love you. And when we say I love you, we are talking about returning to our source of divinity. It is always, always about the relationship between us, Creator, Divinity, God. And for this conversation, I'm just going to use God generically. Take this to whatever speaks to you, whatever word is comfortable for you. So when we say I love you, I am returning to my source of divinity, wiping my inner mind clean. It's like, hey God, it's me, Donna. Now, when I'm able to see clients in my professional office space, I have a torch lamp to have nice ambient lighting, and that torch lamp is plugged into the wall, into the electrical outlet. Now, I always point that out to my clients and said, well, what happens if I unplug the electrical cord? Will the lamp work? And they say, well, of course not. And that's true. If the lamp is not plugged into its source, it will not work. So if we are not plugged into our own source of divinity, creativity, we don't work very well. We go into fear mode when we don't have that connection. We feel alone and isolated and scared. So just by saying the words, I love you, you're plugging into your own source of creativity, your own source of divinity. You're having that relationship with God. So that's what that means. Second phrase, I am sorry. We're not exactly apologizing. What we're doing, it's more, I call it a recognition and acknowledgement that we're running a program. So it means I am sorry for whatever program is inside of me that created this event. So right now we're going through the coronavirus pandemic and there's fear going on. I don't want to get sick. I have fears about other things. So if I look at a situation, perhaps the news, and I'm upset, it means I'm running a program. So when we say I'm sorry, it's an acknowledgement I am running a program. Now that could be a smoking program that I want to go pick up a cigarette or I want to go eat the chocolate chip cookies. It's a program. It's in the subconscious part of the mind. So again, it's more of an acknowledgement. I am sorry for this program. Please forgive me. Please forgive me means, please forgive me for being unaware to my own unconscious thoughts. Now, when I'm working with my clients, I typically say that when someone is anxious and they're worrying too much and they're overthinking, that their brain's going down the dirty, nasty road. And as hypnotists, we are supposed to teach them to do pattern interrupts, to stop that train, to stop that runaway train and stop it. So there's tons of different techniques. There's the bilateral stimulation. Ho'oponopono is also a pattern interrupt. It stops us. Where am I? Oh, right, I'm running a program. So if we're going down the dirty, nasty road, just repeat the 4 phrases. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. So that's what please forgive me is. Forgive me for being unaware of my own thoughts going on in my mind, between my 2 ears. Okay, let's go to thank you. Thank you means thank you for releasing this program from my being and making room for new inspiration. It's like taking the proverbial eraser and erasing those thoughts because we need to have new inspiration. Now, I was talking about this with a client, and she said to me, she was so cute, and she looks at me and she goes, "Oh, Donna, it's just like a shower thought." And I said, exactly. So it's having new perspective, a new idea to take care of the issue, the problem, and it's usually it is coming from divinity, from God. We wouldn't have thought of it. So thank you could be, it's usually subtle. It feels right for you and everyone else concerned. So let's just say you have a problem and you could handle it choice A, but choice A doesn't feel right. Then you got choice B, and well, if you do B, this person's going to be very upset. And you're toggling A, B, and the decision just doesn't feel right, so you don't do anything. You use Ho'oponopono. You let it go for a little while, and then all of a sudden, you're like, wow, I could handle the problem in this way. And it becomes that no-brainer. It becomes the obvious choice because it's loving and it has everyone's highest and greatest good involved at hand. So I'll give you a story. When I started using Ho'oponopono, I was upset with something that happened with a hypnosis client, and I typically had a right to be angry about the situation. So I left, and I knew that I couldn't do anything about it, so I went to the gym. I got my sweat on, came home, and I was still upset and angry about the situation. So I hear that little voice in my head, "Okay, big shot hypnotist, are you going to Ho'opono on that one?" So I Ho'opono, still didn't feel good, and then I did it before bed and said, "All right, God, you got this. I don't know how to handle this." I let it go. I woke up in the morning, I Ho'oponoed, and all of a sudden, it was like, oh, a light bulb went off inside of me. So basically what my advice was given, I needed to change something within my paperwork to make it fair for myself going forward. So I was able to let go of the anger, just let that client be. And I was able to do something because Spirit knew I needed to take an action. I needed to make this fair. And it was going to keep me busy changing my paperwork. But it was a different way to look at it, and it made it fair going forward. It was the obvious choice because I got to do something and I didn't make the situation worse. So that's just one of many, many ways. Again, Ho'oponopono was like that beautiful shower thought that just gives us peace. Okay. Now, let's think about our opening conversation. How do you want to feel? That's going to be different for everyone, and it could be different for us in the moment. So right now, I'm a certainty person, and I would like some certainty about when is this going to be over? So I'm using Ho'oponopono to help me to connect to divinity, to give me at least peace and keeping me on task, to give me what I need to deal with my uncertainty issues. And that's a program that I am running. So again, think about how you want to feel. All right, let's continue. A couple of considerations. Before I learned Ho'oponopono, I am a big student of the law of attraction. I embody the work. I've built my practice on using the law of attraction. I think it's wonderful. I've read many authors. Some of our colleagues are big into law of attraction. To me, Ho'oponopono is the secret sauce to enhance your vibration. It makes law of attraction work so much better. Sometimes we want to go from here to there. Right? We want to manifest something, but where our heads are just not in the right space. So what do we do about that? Ho'oponopono can help us to transcend, to get from where we are to be able to use the law of attraction. It's that calming technique. It's that, what I call that magic ingredient that makes that sauce taste so delicious. So that's consideration number one. Consideration number two, everything is energy. We all know that. We're hypnotists. So there's this dense energy that feels upset, like depression and anger and grief, feels heavy. It's a heavy heart. And then up here, love, joy, gratitude, and appreciation. So since everything is energy, and Ho'oponopono by nature is high vibration of love, gratitude, repentance, and forgiveness, it helps us to increase our energy. So finally, consistency and commitment is key. If you don't do this, if you just do it once in a while, yes, it absolutely will work. But for you to really see the benefits, consistency is key. Just like with our weight loss clients, they have to continue to make those healthy choices in the kitchen, outside, and going to the gym, getting their activity. They've got to make consistent progress with that, consistent action steps. So with Ho'oponopono, commitment and consistency is key. Okay, so we're hypnotists. Let's talk about how Ho'oponopono is beneficial for us, the professional hypnotist. Let's go over our basic premises. Healer, heal thyself. Ho'oponopono is self-care, which is a third point down. It is a beautiful way to connect with our soul and to heal our stuff. So how can we help someone if we've got that same issue going inside of us? Now, I've been doing this since 2013, and many times a client will come to me. I'd say, I'm making this figure up. They say statistics are made up on the spot. Anyway, I could say that I can relate to something personally with about 90% of my clients. I could relate to something they've had within a family, a friend, a belief system, a habit they have. I could relate to someone personally, and I'm sure many of you can too. So if the client is having that issue and it's active within us, we're running the program. And that's part of how Dr. Hugh Lin helped to heal that ward of criminally insane patients. He worked on himself. So healer, heal thyself. Okay, let's continue. Ho'oponopono helps us to maintain a high vibration and an optimistic outlook. It helps us, especially, we're going through this coronavirus pandemic. It's super scary. Every time on the news, when we think it's getting better, you hear conflicting reports. So it helps us to stay in alignment and to trust and to foster that relationship between you and your Creator, you and God, however, whatever terminology is right for you. Again, Ho'oponopono is beautiful self-care. It feels good. In a moment, we're going to do an exercise together, and you can actually experience it. Now, when I'm working with my clients, I like everything to be experiential. And again, Ho'oponopono uplifts your personal and energetic vibration to assist you to be the very best hypnotist, coach, mentor, healer that you can be. Because again, everything is energy. All right, so get comfortable in your chair, wherever it is that you are. I'd like to do something experiential with you. I'd like for you to actually experience Ho'oponopono. So check in the way we would do with our clients and say if there's something that's upsetting. Maybe notice where you are on the SUD scale. 1 low and 10, oh, I feel awesome today. Where are you? Check in. Where do you feel it in your body? Maybe it's here, the stomach, the head, wherever that is for you. You're a hypnotist, you know what to do. Check in. Okay. So I'm going to play some music. So let's do this responsibly. I'm going to say the phrase, and you'll responsibly do this after me, or you could just let me do it and just breathe this in and enjoy the experience. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Now just check in. Perhaps you can close your eyes if you wish. And notice. What do you notice? Breathe. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And again, take a breath and check in and just notice what's different. Scan your body. And now on that scale of 1 to 10, just notice, how do you feel now? Beautiful, is it not? I hope you enjoyed that little experience as we continue. So let's go into now some practice development applications. So one way that I use Ho'oponopono, or I did anyway at the beginning of my practice, I use it to attract my ideal client. In my mind, I have an avatar. I sometimes give my ideal client a name, and I can use Ho'opono so that I can attract my ideal client, clients that want to work with me, that will appreciate my energy, that I can relate to, and that I can help. However you see it, maybe you want to work with certain demographics, or you want to work with certain issues or age ranges, whatever that is. Or maybe, to help you to segue from seeing clients, one-to-one in person to going online, because that's the best right now for people, is to have virtual sessions. We can use it for that. Ho'opono can also help you to be a clear channel to get the best results for yourself. So let me tell you a personal way that I do it. So I have an office. It's about 10 minutes from my home. It's a very easy drive. And yes, I am coming in right now because I'm the only one here and there is basically no one in the building, so it's completely safe for me to be here. So as I am driving in, and all the years prior to this, up to this point, I will Ho'opono. I'm not in a hypnotic trance. I am completely conscious. I am just reciting the phrases over and over again. It helps to set me up to be a clear channel for the client that walks in my door. So all I do is while I'm driving, I don't have any intention. I just say, I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I do it, my highway drive is about 4 or 5 minutes. I just do it for that time. And by the time I park in my driveway, in the parking lot by my office, I just feel open. And that practice can help me to be open for the clients that I'm working with during the day. Now, sometimes when working with recurring clients, they're coming to you for their third or fourth session. You, in your head, sort of know, okay, today I'm going to be doing this with the clients. Then Mr. or Mrs. Client walks in the door or shows up on your computer screen, and they are in a completely different space. And you have to be able to shift. Ho'opono helps you to be able to segue so that you can facilitate the best and most appropriate session for your clients. So that's another way that it helps me to use it. By being in alignment, it's to be a clear channel to get guidance to help us, whether it's with a client session, to grow our practice. Maybe, I'm going to go on a little bit, maybe we'll want speaking engagements, or maybe we want to create new modalities. It helps us to tap into new markets. It helps us to be a clear channel for our clients, and it helps us to be clear for ourselves. So, it also helps to stay objective with our clients. Now, we're human. We come with our own filters, and Ho'opono can help us to sort of quiet our own filters and give the client what they want. It is not for us to decide the benefits, the outcome the client wants. Let's just say you've got a smoker, and that client smoker wants to be able to smoke just cigarettes on the weekend. It's not for us to decide. We have to be in alignment with what they want. Okay. So Ho'opono also helps us to trust. It helps us to trust, especially in this time of uncertainty. So those are some practical applications, how you can use it as the consulting hypnotist. All right. So how can you use Ho'oponopono on and for your clients? Again, I shared with you how when I'm driving into my office, or even if I'm going downstairs to work, if I needed to work from my home, I will again start my day with my breakfast, with my morning cup of tea. I will use Ho'oponopono to keep myself in alignment. Another way to do it is in between sessions, right? If, before we had the stay-at-home order and clients were coming in, I was very careful to wipe down everything with those wipes in the office. So we're wiping down the physical surfaces for the germs and the viruses, but we also want to clear the energy. Ho'oponopono is a wonderful way to do that, to prepare in between one client and the next. It's also great to maybe tap on your appointment book. So I don't have my appointment book with me, but I sometimes will take the appointment book, and yes, I still like to handwrite things in a book. I'll tap on it, just saying, I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. You can also tap on the individual client file or folder. I still have paper files, but some people have electronic files. Tap on it. Send the energy to that client's file and to heal the part of you that perhaps that it is running simultaneously in them. Okay. So again, it helps us to be open to guidance, and it also allows us to do active listening. Wonderful. So, all right, so some key takeaways. Ho'oponopono helps us to stay in alignment, to be energetically clear and fresh. Now, Dr. Hewlin has a saying, I guess it's an acronym, CEEPORT, CEEPORT. All there is to do is clean, erase, and return back to port. Staying open is like a blank slate for inspiration. So what Dr. Hewlin means by that is every time we're saying the 4 healing phrases with positive intention, all you need to do, you can't give it lip service, you have to say it with intention. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. That's the cleaning, the clearing, that's the erasing that he's talking about, is repeating the phrases over and over again, and maybe even noticing the shift. So especially in today, we need more people to clean and clear on the virus and all the other fears and about the economy that go along with it. So I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. That's key takeaway number 1. Key takeaway number 2. The main purpose of this process is to discover the divinity within inside of yourself and foster and have that relationship between you and God, you and Creator, you and your I am presence, however you see it for yourself. It helps to do that quickly and easily. And it helps us to learn to ask that in each moment, our errors, our thoughts, our deeds, and action can be cleansed. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation of modern Ho'oponopono. It has helped me tremendously. It's a rather simple process to use. It is profound. I can't explain how it works except that it's high vibration, and that's what I share with my clients. So since I do share this with my client, and I've been working with the energies of modern Ho'oponopono since 2014, I have developed my own healing modality process using this. It's been part of my inspiration and divinely given to me, and it's something that it's a way to coach clients. It's a way to extend sessions legitimately. Sometimes a client will come in and they're just not in a place to do hypnosis, so I'll say, hey, would you like to do some coaching with me today? And bringing out Ho'oponopono is an awesome way to spend a session, and they'll come back to you the next session and say, that was amazing. It helped me beyond what we were talking about in session. So it's a beautiful, wonderful way to continue working with your clients, especially if they have that bond with you and they have that rapport. It's wonderful. And that being said, I've created a beautiful program called Ho'oponopono for Hypnotists. I'm going to give you some information following this presentation. If you'd like to get more information about how you can learn to use this for yourself, for practice development, and how to share this and do this with your clients, and to learn my secret, I use this in hypnosis as a tool. It's beautiful, it's gentle, it can handle basically any issue a client comes to you that you can think about, from smoking, from weight loss, especially especially anxiety, because it's loving and it is gentle. So if you'd like to get more information about my whole program, I want to be able to support you, especially during this time. I'm doing this at a beautiful, beautiful introductory price, and that information is going to follow this presentation. So thank you, be well, and let's end by I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. So welcome back. I hope you enjoyed my presentation of Ho'oponopono for hypnotists. It is something that I use in my daily life personally and professionally. It helps to give me that sense of peace and joy and comfort, knowing that I am always protected and that my steps and actions and even my words are divinely guided. So if you are intrigued and you would like to incorporate Ho'oponopono into your hypnosis practice, I have a special offer for the HypnoBiz community. Starting on June 10th at 12 noon Eastern Time, I'm going to be offering a 6-session class specifically for hypnotists. I'm going to share with you my strategy of how I use Ho'oponopono in hypnosis and how I use it as a coaching modality. I find that I can use Ho'opono the way I coach with it and even the way I integrate it into my hypnosis sessions for just about anything that a client would come to see you for. The criteria for me is that they must be spiritual in nature and want that type of work done. And then it's beautiful, it's loving, and it's gentle. And I find that my clients will come back to me using Ho'opono for whatever it is that we're working on together, and they're shocked about how it's helped them with something else in their life. So I have a beautiful offer for the HypnoBiz community. Normally my 6-session class, which is always experiential, and I give you all the materials that I use in my class. You can co-brand it for yourself. It's normally $4.99, but for the HypnoBiz community, it's $3.75. It's going to be 6 experiential classes. Not to worry, they're all recorded so you can watch them on replay. So if you'd like to join us, please go to hunahypnosis.com/hypnobiz. And if you have any questions, reach out to me personally. Glad to answer your questions, and I hope to see you in class. Again, the link is hunahypnosis.com/hypnobiz. Thank you so much.